It's not a regular tour, no, it's a studio tour, so come show us new stuff.
Okay, so I brought out the fancy camera. Use FL Studio. This is pretty much this is all of my electronic parts bins, and where all the magic happens when I'm not going to school. I haven't even remotely tried doing anything for the longest time. Just I'm trying to focus on school, so everything else is just sort of shoved aside for the time being. But I have most of my sound stuff shoved on the floor under the desk. There's a guitar amp, DJ controller, guitar effects pedals, drum machine, practice pad, microphones, all that kind of stuff, and my super expensive, ultra high-tech, amazing monitor system is a couple of these old Technics speakers from the 80s, which are actually designed for a ghetto blaster, like the tape deck in the middle, that classic cassette tape machine. And they're both plugged into the output wires off of the amplifier for a set of computer speakers. You can see the yellow cables plugged into the back, and then it's just 3D print filament to kind of glue it all in place. So that's my amazingly high def monitoring system. I have a couple of tweeters glued to the sides from an old record player deck, just so I can hear the higher highs. Other than that, not a whole lot. Pretty much a mix in FL Studio, and I did invest in some KRK 8400s just for mixing, so I quit screwing it up. But yeah, just electronics and fun stuff. Got a bass and got a guitar a studio engineer gave me as like a project piece. And I finally put the little tuning pegs in it at least, but I don't have any frets, so that has an interesting sound. There's silicon steel, or what do they call it? The classical type guitar, and got a Squire Strat. There's a lot of projects that, well, yeah, everything's just sort of shoved in the corner here, but this is probably the only analog synthesizer that I own. It's for Morse code. Oops, there you go. But I'd marked out on the dial. I played around with a tuner and figured out the markings. And I can pitch bend. So volume and tone. Well, tone. I don't know about tone. It's pitch. It is interesting. It's louder when it's lower. That's a bit odd. Probably just a poor circuit design on it. But probably the most interesting thing I want to try is I got a ham radio license a while back and played around with that for a while as another hobby, and so I just have this long stick stuck to, I think that's like an outboard echo effects, but it's got a steel cabinet, so the magnet will stick to it. That's just stuck on there, and so I don't know if I'll find it again. Hold on a second. There we go. Cut the noise out. Well, it's gone now. There was some Morse code or something out there. Hey, there you go. So I should be able to find some interesting noises up there. There we go. There's a little Morse code in there. But yeah, there's an odd effect of if you get a good antenna and stick it outside, when the sun is out, you'll actually get stray RF that kind of bleeds around and goes all over the place, and sounds pretty interesting. So thought I'd give that one a shot. But this is all just electronic stuff that I haven't got around to fixing. There was this is probably one of my favorite things. If you'll even, there we go. I did get a genuine vocoder, but unfortunately the signal wires have come off of the XLR, so I kind of got some of it apart just so I could see how bad it was going to be, and it's going to be really difficult to get that separated and fixed. There's another try. Another thing I wanted to try out. So I actually have some nuclear isotopes, or something along those lines, radioactive samples, and I have this Ore Master. Geiger counter, and I realized there was a 1/4 inch jack on the side for an external meter. So I thought, since it's got a speaker on it, if I get this up and running again, then you know, plug a guitar or something into it, see what it sounds like. Like, would it actually amplify? Which I think it is just a basic amplifier circuit, but more likely than not, I would get a nasty electric shock, because it's powered from like 90 volts. So I don't know, maybe if I wear gloves while I play guitar into it, it'll be fine. But yeah, would not want to get shocked by that. There's yeah, that was when I was going to attempt next, and didn't quite get around to it, but yeah, anyway, there's that. When I was a very little kid, I got a Casio Tone something, Casio Tone 210, I guess. So I played it. I guess I'd say I started on that, but kind of progressed to other things from there. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I've tried some, you know, banging on random stuff and getting cool sounds, but that's about what I do. There is also I don't know what this is. Tascam? Yeah. 4-track recorder that uses cassette tapes. So I did try out the destructive tape, kind of lo-fi sound. That was kind of fun, but that takes so much time and energy and wastes a lot of tape. I don't know if I'll do that all the time. But yeah, I don't know what else to add to it. Got microphones, more microphones, computer interfaces, and mixers, and there we go. I remember this guy. I do have a QI100. So this, I think I'd actually posted a video of fixing the buttons. Of all the things that, all the places I found this at, Goodwill. It didn't work. So I had taken it apart, cleaned it out, and there was the little carbon pads on the back of the rubber buttons stopped working. They'd worn away, so cleaned all the guck out of that, and put originally I was going to put aluminum foil tape on the back of it, and they use this for like air ducting, but it's foil on one surface. I thought, well, that's a conductor, that should work. And didn't work out as good as I thought it should, but I took a little hole punch for paper and punched out a lot of little bits of it, and I think I wound up having to glue those on the back of all these buttons, but they work again, so that's the important part. So yeah, anyway, I think that pretty much covers everything I play with for the time being. There's yeah, once I finish school, maybe I'll be able to dedicate more time to cleaning up this mess. No, I don't know. I'll probably get around to doing more stuff. I have been trying to stay active on just writing music. So I have yeah, I try to do at least one song once a month, and so it works. Anyway, I don't know if this is helpful or whatever content you're trying to provide, but thank you for all you've done for us, and thank you for being inspiring and reminding me that I don't have to say I used to be creative. I can still do that. I just have to pull my head out of my ass sometimes. Anyway, thank you very much.